Good morning, you guys. It is bright and early Monday morning at 7:30 right now. I'm on my way to work, headed to Natchitoches from Manny. The sun is shining, butterflies are flying. Actually, it looks like this. But you know what? This is Louisiana weather, which means in about 20 minutes it'll be sunny and we'll be ready to go to the lake, so don't worry about that. Anyways, I just wanted to have a quick heart-to-heart with you guys. I realize on Facebook and even in person, people start talking about when they turn 18 years old, they get to do whatever they want. Guess what? That's not the story. That aggravates the heck out of me. When you are 18 years old, yes, you have more freedoms, or you may have more freedoms, but also with those responsibilities, also with freedoms come more responsibility. I screwed that up. Anyways, you know, it freaking ticks me off. People are like, I'm 18 years old, which means I get to do whatever I want to do. Well, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but you don't. Odds are, you're living in your parents' house. Your parents are paying your cell phone bill. Your parents are paying for your education. You don't. And, you know, even if you are paying for your cell phone bill, like Medea says, my daughter Helen is the owner of this house. You're the hoe. You ain't got no power or no deed. You know what? Your parents are the owner of that house. You ain't got no power, and you sure ain't got no deed. You know, I'm 21 years old, and this is my car, but my mom paid for my car. You know what? If I did something like started doing drugs or became a raging alcoholic or something like that, and my mom thought that she needed to take my car from me, guess what? This car is in her name. If she called the cops on me and said that I stole this vehicle, I would be arrested. You know, and also, people think that when they turn 18 years old, they can start disrespecting their parents. You know, you should never disrespect your parents. Never. You know, they might be wrong sometimes. Very rarely they may be wrong. But, you know, it's your parents. They aren't going to be here for a long time. You need to enjoy the time that you have with them now. You never know what could happen. You know, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm in no way, shape, or form am I perfect. You know, when I was about 15 and 16 years old, I did go through my rebellious time. And I was a hellion. I was Satan's child. But, you know, it just took me having to step back and realize that, you know, is this really worth it? You know, my mom would try to, you know, she would ground me for my cell phone because I was being a little badass. You know, I may have been paying my cell phone for my cell phone bill, but I was still living in her house. And, you know, your parents freaking sacrifice everything that they have so that they can provide what your wants and needs. You know, my sister Kayla and her fiance Andrew were at the house last night, and my mom was sitting there talking about how she's never had a smartphone. But what have I grown up with? I've always grown up with iPhones, whatever phone I wanted. But she hasn't. And she's the one that's been paying, she was the one that was paying those bills then. You know, she wanted a smartphone, but I got one because she wanted me to be happy. And in most circumstances, your parents are the ones that are doing that. But anyways, I just wanted to make this quick video. Just because you're 18, you ain't grown. You know what? Even if you're 45 years old, your parents can still go to your house and whoop your butt. Anyways, Mom, don't think about it. I hope you guys have a good Monday morning. Have a good week. I will talk to you later. Bye.